Come on, come on. Intro card's coming soon. I promise. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, 4, 5, and... we'll just start. Salutations, class, and welcome back. Everyone who was here last night would know that we are making a lot of progress in Noita, so let's just get straight to it, shall we? We have quite a bit of distance to travel tonight. Those of you who know anything about the game might have some personal hints from the stream title itself. I do believe, yes, we were last here at the Holy Mountain itself. Give a quick check on all of our existing wands. First one being for damage. Second one being for transportation, and the third one for digging. I actually had an epiphany earlier, which will require a modification of our wand. So let's do that real quick before we have to do anything else. We also have dual casting on our transportation and healing wand, so that should work for us a lot better. We're not really concerned with such small enemies at this point in the game. There's gotta be a use for that book. You know, now that I think about it, we probably should read through these tablets. They might have game secrets for us to discover. The definition of death is the disjunction of the composite, but there is no distinction of that which is simple, for it is one. Death consists in the separation of the soul from the body, because anything formed out of 2, 3, or 4 components must disintegrate, and this is death. Understand further that no complex substance which lacks fire eats, drinks, or sleeps, because in all things which have a spirit fire is that which eats. It speaks of 4 components, which might be a reference to the 4 classical Western elements, you know, fire, water, air, earth. It also focuses a lot on fire, so I'm guessing there might be a game secret for us to mess with sometime soon. Something very fire-related. Now, what I did want to try was, since we might not have to focus too much on getting a lot of damage out there, why not make our digging more convenient? That orbit larva will, well, it speaks for itself. Wonder if there's any way we can actually improve that. I don't think that's necessarily better for digging tunnels at that speed. It certainly reaches far, though. I think we'll go without the accelerating shot for now. That does lower the power of our first wand, but I think we'll do fine without it. What we are going to be doing today is seeing what's on the other side of the walls of the map. I mean, thank you, I guess. RNG having some peculiar effects on us. I didn't want that, but we'll do just fine with it. That didn't mess up my wand now, did it? Only needed it to refresh first. Alright. Everything else looks just perfectly shipshape. Let's get out of here. That one's just hilarious. Now, I don't think we'll immediately have much of a use for this tablet, so... No hell demons to fight us. We will see what's above later. Right now, we want to see what's on the left and right sides of the map. Our, our transportation's also going to be a lot easier from here on out, through a chain of teleports getting us anywhere from point A to B. Because of this, we have a lot of freedom. Most favorite. I very much enjoy Noita as well, Kayla. It's my favorite when it actually works. And there's still so much more for us to discover. Now, in reference to the vortex that that book was talking about... Seems the spin of the LARPA depends on... Oh, right, we're gonna have to expend all the ammo out of there first. It looks like the orbit of the LARPA... Is it always clockwise, or does it depend on which direction we're facing? Or is it random? Now, we have an essence of Earth here, which does cause us to continually send out explosions, which, while that doesn't harm us anymore due to the explosion immunity, that will be mildly inconvenient in a number of the different ways that we're trying to get ourselves transported from point A to B. Now, another thing will make this discovery, because Broham has talked to me about this off-stream a little bit. Allegedly, we have a discovery to make above this little room here. Maybe the fact that it doesn't dig out a continuous tunnel is actually beneficial to us. You'll see we get lots of little nooks for us to sit in while we're digging upwards. Sort of a ladder or a series of shelves. Then again, that's what a ladder is, isn't it? I'm not seeing anything. Oh, hold on here. We have... what appears to be an empty room of sorts on the top side here. Doesn't look like there's much of anything going on. Our transportation might be a little, dizzying in the future. If we applied that Nala to our teleport bolt and gave it extra speed, that might make it a bit more tolerable. No, just looks like it's nothing but dense rock going upwards from here. And there's no such thing as fall damage, so might as well. Wow, we went up far. Hopefully not barrel rain. Ah, that's fine. We don't have to worry about bullets here. There we go, I was wondering when that was going to end. Well, given how long it took for us to fall from there, I think getting into the sky is actually going to be very easy for us. First things first. Now, for the sake of convenience, I'm going to head down to the base of this cliff for us to make this first tunnel. The reason why I pulled out the orbiting larpa for our black hole spell is so that we have much more room while we're making these tunnels. Sort of looks like the jaws of a great beast with this sort of arrangement of spikes between them. I wonder if there's a modifier to actually make the black holes themselves larger. We're also going to need some sort of a wand with a recharge time reduction, it looks like. Because I cannot fire these black holes as frequently as I'd like. Now, this is the challenge we've come up to. Some of you may remember that we've been here before, and while the lighting is a little poor here, you can see that the rock changes. We have cursed rock sitting ahead of us, instead of the extremely dense rock that we are normally dealing with. This is similar to what we had outside the tower, and while we can carve away the rock itself, even the place where it generated is dangerous to us. So, we have to make a deep dive in, get our way out, and rinse and repeat. Luckily, it seems our circle of healing completely outpaces the damage that the cursed rock does. It also doesn't seem to actually increase in power over time. It does get worse if you stand on the cursed rock itself, which is why we wanted to make those larger tunnels. We want there to be much more room for us to move through. I love that larva. That's fun. Alright, well, for a game that we know that is so fond of encouraging you to break it, we'll see just what's on the other side of all this rock going over here. I'd prefer it if it always orbited that way. It makes us a nice and smooth floor to go across. East Lake. Now, those of you who have been here before know that the lake is normally on the westernmost side of the map. As well, don't know what's going on with that, the snowy wasteland is slightly to the east of that. I think you have an idea of where this is going. Oh, well, it's apparently having a lot of ghost alchemists, that's for one. Hardly even a threat at this point. I'm so glad that those healing circles dissipate so quickly, otherwise we'd, well, suffer so much lag. Now, that is another music box, which normally, that one is supposed to show on the giant tree itself. You'll see the divide here of the extremely dense rock leading into the snowy wasteland on the left, and the grassy hills on the right. For some reason, there's no tree over here. The spell's been locked to one of your wands. Well, that's not helpful. Although I don't think our configuration's changing for a while. There we go. Locked. It still doesn't explain to me what's going on here. Now this place should look very familiar to all of you. That guy's new. That is polymorphine, which we desperately want to avoid. Yeah, we're on fire and we don't even mind anymore. That's how powerful we are. We don't care about fire. Now, we're not invulnerable, just more powerful. We can recover from injuries pretty quickly, but we'll still have to be careful not to get hurt in the first place, wherever applicable. We recognize that this is a duplicate of the original mines that we were in. So there should be another... Oh, well, another one of these guys. Not anymore. So we have another shrine at the top here, and then a red orb instead of the normal color. I'll try not to destroy the tablet with this, but I can't make any promises. Hey, 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 there we go. Press E to pick orb. An orb of corrupted knowledge. Maximum health increased to 905, with the cost of being cursed. So that will do a little bit of damage to us over time, but it's not anything we can out-heal. Or, we can't out-heal. Drop another one of these bad boys down here. So, where should we go? There should be another pyramid over here with another orb for us to steal. We're mostly doing this to pick up extra perks and extra health from all the different places we can end up in. And there you have it. Noita generates a very large map, but it actually goes on forever, both west and east. And it will create duplicates of the entire world map going in both directions. Actually, I wonder if that respawns the boss as well. Head to the top here, make our very rude entrance. Knock, knock. If he's here, he'll be in the top room. Which didn't even appear to generate up here. I guess none of the bosses spawn in the parallel worlds then. That's a shame. Would have been a wonderful way for us to grind for new materials. Short trip back over here, and on the other side of the lake, just underneath the mountain. Oh, wow. The lake doesn't even generate either. It's just flat ground. He's bleeding slime. Okay. We'll have to be very careful about any purple liquids, because that's going to be what ends our run. Oh, would you look at that? The projectile attractor working on our black holes means it just carves out the terrain around us. Also, normally the lava lake would be here, but it seems as if unique structures don't actually generate. Pick up another orb of health. And we have finally reached 1,000. You know, I think I might go ahead and... Wow, it is already on the max timer. Votes are happening as slow as possible, but they are still being a little bit disrupted. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I forgot we actually had the eyeball with us. After we deposit this guy here... I'd like to test something. We had that evil eye earlier, and we used it while we were there in the fungal cave, the fungal caverns. On top of that platform, it had an eye icon. One thing I might have neglected to mention earlier is you see the same thing on the brickwork here in the pyramid. So... Nothing going on here. At least, possibly not because it's a parallel world. Now, I'm about to show you what we came here for. Get past... Oh, boy, we've already... Set the world on fire. Something I don't want to do. That is why we need to be very, very careful. We do not want that to happen anytime enemies are near us. Polymorphine will transform us into something significantly more mortal than what we normally are. Maybe these black holes will do something about it. Looks like it. We are marginally less concerned with the state of the parallel worlds that we find ourselves in. We won't be upset if we go ahead and thrash through all of these as much as possible. Break the whole world for all I care. And there's still some polymorphine there. Come on, come on. Oh, that guy I guarantee would have ended our run right there. We are almost unstoppable so long as we are still ourselves. Now I'll let you in on a little hint. The portals here actually take you back to the main world. They do not transfer you further down into the parallel worlds that we're in, so... I think you know what that means. Should be this direction that we're heading. Ah, already found our way into the next level. And we already have. More polymorphine trying to destroy us. Maybe it isn't affected by black holes. Oh, would you look at that? A plus speed wand. We might find different wands in the various places of the parallel universes here. That one's full of lava, which we do have a way to deal with. Or so I hoped. Let's see. Nothing interesting on that one. Matter Eater. All projectiles eat up the ground for a time. Not that we needed that change, but I'll welcome it. We're being a little bit too reckless for the moment. There we go. now we find ourselves in the next holy mountain, which will have its own variety of wands for us to mess with, which do appear to be different than the ones that we had in the main world. I'm still on fire. Our big buddy Steven will be here, but we're not concerned with him at all. Let's see. Faster movement, personal plasma beam, and I'll already tell you, permanent shield is the most effective out of all those. That blue barrier will reflect weaker projectiles, so we already have a good measure of defense against the weaker projectiles we'll have to deal with. That includes some enemies which do shoot projectiles that polymorph you, which is the biggest thing we're going to fear for now, because you can't heal through, well, being polymorphed. Oh, and we will have a use for all this gold. Yeah. We don't care. Give me back my perks. No wand tinkering, absolutely not. Freeze field, no. Extra item in Holy Mountain. I think that one's a better start. The outside worlds we have here are a little more expendable with what sorts of perks we can get in them. Because at this point, well, we can rummage through for as many as we want. And completely lag out our game in the process. We are not yet immune to lava. And the game's dying. What's this one do? Earthquake shot. No. We'll also have plenty of wands for us to scavenge for parts. Let's see. Ooh. Is that heavy shot? Wonderful. So easy. Let's see. Melee immunity, no more shuffle, or critical hit plus. No more shuffle gives us a better chance of finding better wands, so even though damage immunity is always important, we'll go ahead with the no more shuffling for now. Worm crystal has shattered. Not that we care. That is a reduced spread, which we do not yet need on any of our wands. Let's mess with... Look at that. We can get around much faster now. Our teleport bolt has its speed, or has its duration, set to 0. So it immediately expires, but it moves faster. Also, that effect makes our cast delay go down. With the increased projectile speed and reduced duration, we essentially teleport much faster. It also reduces the duration of our healing circle, which, since it looks like it applies a constant effect from just stepping in it shouldn't hold us back. You'll see we still managed to heal more than 100 HP just from intersecting with it once. On to more havoc. Summon Wasp Swarm. We have room. Let's do it. Useless. Greatly increases the damage done by a projectile at the cost of its speed. We can apply that to our Explosion of Thunder because we do not care about the speed of something that doesn't move. That should still hurt a lot of people. If you guessed we're going to be doing this a lot, you guessed correctly. Oh, and every hissy base we come across from here on out will have lava instead of snow. It looks like it doesn't affect the snowy chasm that much, given that it's packed snow all throughout there. But there is regular snow to be found in the hissy base. Fireball orbit. Nice. But we will still skip that one. Black hole up at as much as of that lava as we can. Hold on. Ah, now that was a sneeze. Alright. Let me know if you need Xander sneezes on stream in the future, I guess. I know a lot of those are popular with audiences. Oh great. You got your lava in my wand room. Ooh, reduce recharge time. Acid Trail. Always casts Oil Trail. Explosives. Only the one with the reduced recharge time is useful. Scott doesn't scare us anymore. So, here we have Stainless Armor. Take reduced damage as long as you have no active stain. Exploding Corpses we will skip. Or Telekinetic Kick. For starters, I think we'll focus on the one-off perks which will help us, rather than the ones that we want to stack. Now, there's no way to get around buying wands in the Holy Mountain. Unfortunately, every single one of these we will actually have to make the purchase for. But we're under no shortage of gold. Now we'll need to end up in a completely different spot to dig, so that we don't end up lagging our game even further with the excessive amounts of lava and metal we'll end up pouring down here. Nothing scares us anymore, unless it's immune to electricity, that is. And explosions. It will have to be immune to both for it to be a threat to us. Nope. Unstable teleportation. We'll avoid that as well because that is equally dangerous. Almost unstoppable. Hey, I'm here to rob your gold. And yours too. Because of the human modifier in that biome, that actually slows down our black holes. Which, for some reason, black holes are affected by humidity. Science can't explain that one. Do you have anything for me? Auto-aim. No. Not while we have homing effects. Nope. Lance with a timer is nice. Water trail might have use for us in the future. More black holes. Thunder charge. Looks like that essentially just creates a projectile to attach an explosion of thunder to. Interesting idea, but I don't think that's useful for us. Now the gods are scared of us. Faster projectiles, no. That has some dangerous ways it can backfire on us. None of these perk options are good. Darn, we'll have to skip that one. Our frame rate should be much faster in here. You can't even see what's going on at this point. Uh-oh. We definitely want to stay away from those guys. If they freeze you, their melee attacks can kill you very quickly. I think even immediately. Did we have a digging shot anywhere? If we could send their projectiles through walls, then we have less to fear. Also, with us exploding everything and teleporting everywhere, we are soon going to be having a lot of audio bugs. So, are you excited? This is where the real Noita begins. No, not scared of you. See, that guy's supposed to be immune to electricity. We still killed him. No, you don't. And we ended up accidentally in one of the portals that we did not need to be in. I'll take my frustration out on you. Notice how we're back here with all of these spells we dropped earlier. But there is an easy remedy for this. Yep, we're gonna just dig straight there. And somehow get teleported back down here. Oh no, you don't. I wonder if there's a frost immunity. We're gonna need that. I've got a little idea. We'll wait until we get to the next holy mountain for it. The extremely dense rock means we are getting, or we're getting away from the main level here. Although this probably sends us back to some place like the tower. It might be faster for us to just go straight up. Wherever the heck this is. Yeah, we're gonna move way faster through open spaces. This is so freaking cool. Exactly. That's why I was so excited to get back to this game, Kayla. And why I was hoping we'd have a better run to go with. In our first month of streaming this game, we barely scratched the surface. I think that right there is actually the entrance to the tower again. Would you look at that? It's all the tunnels we dug before. Remember this place? This'll actually take us back up quicker. We just head over here. No. Over here. And then back down here through all the Nope. It was over here. There! Now we're at the top of the mountain. We can start heading back over here. So we are running out of mana as we're casting this wand, but it regenerates quickly enough that we're able to occasionally get another circle of vigor in between our casts. You'll also see we're just able to teleport across the screen in only an instant. We do not need to worry about the cursed rock anymore. We run straight past it. Wall of ice, keep going. So, with so many rules about spell building, there's also so many things you can break. That's the mountain that we need to be over. So now we're getting back into the mines, and we got ourselves into the polymorphium again. No, we are not invincible, Kayla. Because now I have to wait for the fish to expire. And that is why we need to be incredibly careful. You know, we could try to shift that away if you want to give that a try. I'll wait for the advice of people who know what they're doing more than me, though. Do not go down there either. Also, because of that reduced recharge time and cast delay, we're able to very freely cast our black holes now. Ooh. Pick another heart. Avoid that. Shoot you. Get that stolen by the black holes again. Where is Broham? I don't know. If he's not here, he's probably asleep. His sleep schedule is a little doing its own thing. We accidentally bought that spell, but we don't care. We do have limited uses of that because of... We'll wait to mess with that in a moment. Did we check out this wand? Always casts Fire Trail, Energy Sphere. No. We do also want to keep an eye out for any very good always cast wands for us. Take a look back over here, head down here, zip and zoop around. Yeah, we wanted to avoid that. Oh, would you look at that? Another heart. And more people to vaporize. We don't care about you. Angry Ghost, electricity, or extra wand capacity. Up to a maximum of 25. Hold on. Capacity 19. All of those kind of suck except the extra capacity. All wands you're currently carrying gain additional spell slots. So we might come back for that later. Is there anything we can use here? Auto aim is nice. Freezing Gaze is actually incredible. Weakening Curse electricity. That we will need. Let's see. Weakening Curse electricity. Freezing Gaze. With the Weakening Curse, we're able to make enemies that are normally immune to electricity now actually able to be hurt by it. Freezing Gaze is potentially one of the most powerful spells in the game because... I'm going to demonstrate here real quick. It fires out a multitude of ice projectiles. But since it fires 12 projectiles, every damage modifier you give to it is multiplied by 12. So if you apply homing and a damage buff to Freezing Gaze, you can do incredible amounts of damage to just about anything with it. But we do not yet have a spare letter that we can use to make it have indefinite ammo, so we will leave it in our spell inventory for now. Another jar of polymorphine, of course. Good. We weren't hurt by that brigade of black holes. Are you useful? Weakening Curse to explosives. We got a doofer. There! Now enemies that would normally be immune to that spell will now take damage, so we essentially have a minor source of true damage on this wand. Enemies that should be able to resist it will now actually be able to take damage. Does that mean us, though? No! No, it does not. So it looks like it only applies to enemies as well. Be careful about the polymorphine. Where's your crystal? I need to get rid of you. That's an interesting spell combination. We can throw out a black hole and throw our projectile into it, which will carry it along as it eats through the terrain. That also means we can go ahead and chuck that black hole into the next room, and attach a few explosives to it. Anyone that gets sucked in gets hit by it. We also figured out a very similar solution when we made our death ray on our last good stream. You know, a wizard is just the medieval fantasy equivalent of a mad scientist, wouldn't you say? By no means is this off-brand. Especially given that technology exists in this universe as well. All those hissies have their rifles and such to contend with us. Unsuccessfully. Ow. Ooh, another wand. With nothing for us to use here. That's never going to get old. They can't even escape it. And once we get an infinite source of drilling shot, well, we'll be able to hurt enemies through walls. We don't really need to be looking through here horizontally because our biggest concern is going to be the perks, so let's just head down. Now that I think about it, does another tower generate? If it does, we might have a chance to pick up another one of our incredible wands. At that point, we'll be practically unstoppable. No, get that debris away from me. I am not dying to that. The Black Hole Wand also serves a defensive purpose, given that it can suck projectiles away from us. One of those enemies there is capable of polymorphing us. Oh, will you look at that? Projectile area teleport is very important to us. That causes our bullets to teleport immediately to the target once they get close. If we combine that with a number of effects, then we don't even have to worry about missing. At least the frame rate's marginally better. What's in this potion? Chaotic polymorphine. Let's not try to break that open. This is getting close to the end now. And another worm we're not scared of. That's into the lava lake, and off to the right here should be another lab, unless the last one is functionally different. If we end up coming to, well, exactly this is what I wanted to avoid. Doesn't look like we get the last room like we do in the main one. So we will be a little short on zones for us to explore. One short, at least. More hearts. Why are those projectiles vacuuming mine on in? Those are the guys we'll be careful about. Might as well head our way back up then. Beautiful. Avoid those guys because they will freeze us like that. Ah, lava potion. I was just about to ask what was in it. You know, it's probably easier to just go through the right side of the map here. And now the sound is bugged out. You know, if we used more speed modifiers, we'd be able to dig through these faster. I think accelerating shot will actually enable that for us. What's in there? Levitation. Ah, James, welcome. We've been, causing a lot of havoc. What's in here? Giga Spark Bolt, we do not care. Or Firebolt, I think. Now I see you're here, James. If I remember correctly, one of the earlier streams you wanted to see what was in the sky, right? Well, we can edit here. Or we should be... There we go. Accelerating shot. And projectile area teleport. We'll find a use for that soon. Just curious how high you could go. Well, we do have an answer for you coming up. There we go. Now that is a tunnel digger. I wonder if we can spawn another boss in here. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Probably not. Oh, we can. And we don't have to deal with him anymore. Plasma beam thrower. Nice, but I'll pass. So the dragon doesn't mean anything to us either. You know what? Let's get ourselves a shortcut back home. I have another demonstration to show off. Look for another portal which will send us back. So, you might not have been here for the very end of the last stream, James, so I'll explain to you what we're currently dealing with. Actually, hold on. What happens if I double LARP at this? I'll test that in a moment. So, we've upgraded a damage wand a little bit, but more importantly, we have a bonus speed and a Nala modifier applied to our teleport wand. The Nala effect means that our teleport bolt disappears after 1 frame, and with the speed buff, that basically means it moves us very quickly in a very small amount of time. Because of that, well, we can just about fly wherever we want to. Also, those guys are supposed to be immune to electricity, but that's not relevant to us anymore. Oh, wow. With that second orbit larva, we're not even able to use that wand. So we'll just apply that to the explosive one here, right? No. It's too expensive. I wonder... maybe that's not having an effect. I don't know if that works with static projectiles. Huh. Something sounds like Steve. I hear Steve music. Steve isn't a problem for us anymore. What's this one? Useless. Nice! But we'll skip that until we have better things to combine with it. There we go, this should be mostly a clean ticket upwards from now. Oh, how did we get in there? We'll need another hole. Get up to make a bigger hole. So, James, you want to know how high we can go? Well, now's our chance to discover. Point teleport wand upwards, and I'm going to see if I can keep up a drink as long as this. Who are the gods that are enraged, and why is vandalism seemingly the only sin in the religion? The mountains themselves are apparently holy, and I guess it has to do something with them being a place of safety? I'm not sure. Maybe they are deities of some sort of wizardry, and that would have to do with the fact that you can edit wands while you're in there. Something like that. So maybe you're essentially ruining shrines to them. The holy mountains are made out of brickwork, so... that works for me. The mountains are made out of brickwork, which presumably that would be roughly the equivalent of vandalizing a church or a mosque, so... I imagine they're mad because you're destroying their stuff. Alright, I'm gonna take this drink, and see which runs out first. The drink or our teleporting. I got about halfway through that. Welcome to the sky. Or better known as the work. We have to be very careful up here. Because we'll see them here in a moment. Those guys, the blue tentacle guys with the purple eyes, have polymorph magic, so we want to avoid them as much as possible. They also bleed polymorphine, which... which, even if we kill them, they have a chance to screw us over. But if we go past there... this place might look a little bit familiar. So, this is why it's important to actually travel upward into the sky. Get rid of you. That is why those guys are so dangerous. But up here, we actually have individual super powerful spells we can buy. More letters, as well as some of the rarest spells in the game. Giga Death Cross, random spell. Oh, right. The lava is because normally there'd be lava in here. So, what's interesting about the place up here is we've spent the first half of the stream looking at the east and west sides of the map, where it generates other copies of the world. It's the same thing if you go up or down. Traveling upwards, the work in the sky recreates all of the biomes from the main path. This is actually the Temple of the Art. This is the last level, but it recreates itself up here. As above, so below. We have a different selection of enemies to worry about. Matter Eater. We already have one. I can't... and then the other one is a LARPA spell. What's this? Touch of Smoke. Cute. So up here, we have a duplicate of the last level going downward. But what's different is the presence of a very specific subset of enemies. We do have harder ones to contend with up here. More dangerous enemies. You can tell this guy, for one, is normally immune to electric damage, but we have a way to get around that. Phi is important to us. Omega is even more important. We want to try to kill all of those polymorphine guys as far away from us as possible. You'll notice when I fire a projectile again at those guys, the pyramid head looking dudes, it causes a big slowdown and a lot of explosions. That is because our energy orb is currently set to piercing shot, meaning it does not expire when it hits them, but will trigger the next spell as many times as it can. So on every frame, our energy orb will continue colliding with them. Since they do not initially die from the damage of the explosion of thunder, they're still there for the projectile to collide with. Health is draining aggressively. I don't know what you're talking about. The wonders of modern medicine. Did we pick up a Mew? I think we want a Mew. Every modifier type spell in the current wand is applied to a projectile. With enough stacking of the add mana effects, that allows us to, well, duplicate all those effects even further. Gamma is good, but we are running out of money at this point. There's a very specific spell up here I'm looking for. And this is close. Touch of Blood. We are looking for a much different and much more important spell. Our health was draining because we ended up getting ourselves into a lot of lava, but as long as we're not one-shot, we're not really scared anymore, are we? So yeah, our main projectile, even if it doesn't kill on the first hit, will continue damaging opponents until it does score a kill, or until the projectile itself naturally expires. One other reason to come up here to the work is because all the enemies up here drop incredible amounts of gold. And with our ability to find extra gold, we're able to get very rich. Yeah, more fire. Mew, explosive larpa. Orbital plasma beams, which is very fun, but still capable of backfiring on us, unfortunately. Black hole through there. There will be a lot of fire. Wow, I hope I didn't drop those out of the map. Sigma and Phi. And then down here, what's this? Blood to power. Sounds like that is a damage us for more offensive damage. Which might be useful. But we'll need to pair it with a healing wand or something first. Touch of water, close. But not quite. Nuke orbit. If you'd like us to fire spells that have nukes rotating around them, actual destructive nuclear missiles that can collide with enemies and destroy the surrounding terrain. Let's not do that. There's a very special spell I want. Gold to power is nice, but no. No matter what they try, they can't survive my spell. Oh, would you look at that? Giga Black Hole, which does exactly what you think it does. As wonderfully destructive of a spell as that is, that's going to deprive us from most of the rewards we'd be seeking. So we're not picking that up. Another Omega, another Gamma. What do we have? Matter Eater. Also useful. Cast random projectile. Double trigger Sigma. My goodness. Hello? I'm looking for a very different spell you have yet to offer me. Oh! Our teleporter bolts now have Matter Eater on them as well. Oh, would you look at that? Reduce lifetime. I think there's a way we can exploit that one. There are some spells I'd like to disappear a bit earlier. Mainly, I might take off the Nala from our teleport bolts, and instead make them expire quicker. Which might improve our flight a little bit. We have room for 3 more spells, and I still have yet to find the one I'm looking for. Meteor? Fun, but no. Orbital Nukes Alpha. So, how do you like it so far? By the way, this is one of the lower layers of heaven. Or, it's supposed to be called the work in the sky, but given that on the other side of the world is explicitly called hell, I'd like to call this something of heaven. We're going to keep searching until we find what we want, and it looks like it's not here. So, we'll have to go further up. And now, we're at the equivalent of the vault. Be very careful, do not fall in the polymorphing. Oh! I think we can actually destroy those guys with a black hole. Given that those crystals are... Well, one, they're enemies, but they're also made out of a terrain object. If you destroy the actual pixels they're made out of, they die as well. Get away from that. Orbital nukes, no. We're really getting into the mad science here. Kill you before you ruin my day. Seems there's not shops up here. So we might have to go further up. Now, we're in the Heaven's Jungle Caverns. What's this? Oh, just another wand stand. This is where the hissy base would be. Although it won't generate snow up here. So we don't have to worry about lava. New playing grounds indeed. Lots of stuff for us to destroy and experiment with. Giga Black Hole, new. More polymorph assholes I do not want to deal with. Thank you, I guess. Still not enough of the spells we were looking for. I wonder why Temple of the Art has so much more to offer to us. This place is different. No, wait. I think this is still actually a part of the Snowy Temple, probably. Or Snowy Chasm. Let's see if we can destroy this guy with a black hole. And we can. Head further up. This will now place us in the Works coal pits. Which you can see there's tiny little bits of coal around here still sitting. Alright. Where is Broham? I have no idea. Let's see if I can message him, actually. Hold on, let me check. Take a break from all the chaos and destruction for a bit. Looks like he is possibly still asleep. We might have to fly without him for a while. Up here at the top, we'll have the equivalent of the mines, I believe. Or not. Is that just where it stops? We might be too far to one side or the other. I know. Yeah, that's Snowy Chasm right there, I think. Upwards larva, black hole. Oh, right, we are teleported. And that is what we came here for. Now we need to make sure we have the gold for it. Yeah, that's right. No immunities are going to save you here. Come on, hit him. I need the money. Come back over here, get rid of you. Avoid their polymorph shots, because now is where we die. And I guess they don't shoot you after you're polymorphed. Those clouds are very obstructive to our movement. Up here is actually even more dangerous than going downstairs. Lava is easier to deal with than polymorphing. Why do you refuse to die? There we go. Still alive, and this is what we came here for. We'll need about 6,000 more gold, but after that, we don't have to worry about financial problems at all. We'll try to stay nearby so that we don't lose track of it. Come on. Almost there. Also, because the areas underneath us stop loading, we'll actually have a lot of liquids piling up underneath us as we head back down. We'll have to be careful. Yep, making my best efforts not to die. Because it would really suck if our run ended at this point. We have the makings of perfection right in front of us. $36K. Now, where did that spell go? Touch of gold. There should be one more level up here somewhere. I think it would be over here since we are towards the left side. We might be lost. There we go. We'll look for the side here, which it seems like... Up here might be where it starts continuing upward. Should have been another part of the work up here. Guess we were further over to that side than I thought. We might be lost again. Well, time to head downwards anyway. Yes, this is exactly how high in the sky we were. Now I'll take a drink and relax. So, what do y'all think? And there's a mountain, and we should be hitting ground very soon. Ah, that's how far off course we were. There's the tree. So now is where we want to be very, very, very careful. Because Touch of Gold here is An incredibly powerful but also incredibly dangerous spell for us to be using. Ah, darn it, we should have bought a towel while we were up there. Now let's go ahead and test this little bad boy here. Again, no they haven't. So, that's exactly what we want there. Except maybe accelerative homing would be better. And now, the thing that could potentially end our run if we are irresponsible with its application. But we now have, potentially, access to the most powerful of magic. We can now create gold. Or more accurately, transmute into gold. So, why don't we test this thing out? Make sure we have a bit more of an open space. And goodbye. Or it should have... Oh, right. We didn't trigger it with a spell effect. That's right. We actually used the original use once. That is another spell that has ammo. Put in an Omega, which is why we needed it. Stress is high. Going to say goodnight. Good stream. Thank you for your time here, Kayla. We won't be here much longer. I have a couple of other places I need to be. And a 1, and a 2, and a no more frogs for you. Oh, because they're piercing. That's why we needed to be so careful with it. Do we even have the mana for that? No more piercing, add mana, speed up, accelerative homing. Test it out over here. It bounces. So, before we end up getting ourselves hurt, I'm gonna take that right back off. We'll mess with that another time. But we do have far scarier capabilities now. I didn't just toss that effect, did I? Where did I put it? Oh, wrong wand. Now... As the Queen once said, the love of money is the root of financial success. Doctor Strange. Why aren't you working? Oh, right. Need to put that there. Yeah, the Phi is causing that to cost too much. If we have enough of those effects, we can actually stack them together and get a very powerful wand that can teleport us and simultaneously dig through terrain. But we'll mess with that another time. Think all of that is ready to go. James, you have been here to see what happens when we go up, but I don't think you had a chance to see what happens when we go... Oh, great. I mean, I guess that messes with the effects, but that doesn't change what they're capable of. So we saw what happens when we go up, but what about when you go left or right? Time for another round of discovery. There's also the lake here, which I think we've seen before has a number of tame animals on it. I'll also let you in on another secret I found while exploring, which is if you stand on this effigy and move up, secret spell. We'll mess with that in a moment. I think up here might be good enough. And that's just so broken. Alright. Into the unknown we go. Wow, we can dig through an entire chunk with that wand. That thing goes far. Wonder what that phone alarm was. So, looking a little familiar, isn't it? We are now on the west parallel world, which is regenerating the entire map that we have here, except minus a few key structures. You see, we still have a pyramid here, and we still have an orb, but this one actually hurts us, which isn't a concern for us right now. Similarly, traveling further west, we should come across it. Right, that's where the lake would be. We have another mountain, and another shrine, and an orb to go with it. Didn't I portal here once before, or was that the east? We did actually get a voting prompt, which sent us to one of these before. Indeed. Turns out you can actually access them perfectly fine and normally. But it requires a bit of powerful magic first. Now, first bit of business, I'd like to head back over to our pyramid here. Because the sand cave was underneath, and you remember what's under the sand cave, right? I need to see if it's still here. underneath all the death and destruction. And more extremely dense rock, and more cursed rocks, so... looks like that's off to the side. Oh, where'd all the fungus come from? Looks like the tower duplicates itself as well. And here in our main room, hopefully. We have another selection of wands. So then, without that guy polymorphing us, what should we go for this time? Probably another Wand of Swiftness. That's generally the most powerful of the well-rounded option here. The other two are very highly specialized. After all, I think our Black Hole Wand could benefit from faster casting more than multicasting. So I'll pick up another one of these. And that portal probably takes us back to the main world, so we are going to avoid it. There should also be another orb here, given that it's... there we are. 1,000 health. No pyramid can hold us down. Well, now we're incredibly dangerous. I think we'll close down the stream soon since we have a demonstration of our new abilities. And I also have to be somewhere in about 15 minutes. But we'll make our way down to the next holy mountain and do a little bit more tinkering. Still here and addicted, indeed. I have a lot of trouble putting this game down myself. There's a holy mountain. And that's just taking us directly to the next area. I think heading this way is towards where we want to be. No, we were on the wrong side. Ah, darn. We just blocked our ability to edit wands here. But we have a choice selection of a few perks, which looks like they all suck. Eat your vegetables, cordyceps, revenge tentacle. Yep, every single one of those is useless. Some nice ones, but not conducive to what we're wanting. We'll head straight down from here. Another damage plus. Noted. Ah, Leviathan! Welcome. Glad to see you. Finally glad to have someone voting on things to be happening in here. More hatred. Bombs materialized. Projectile duplication. Again! Generally a useless selection of perks there. You've been here but lurking on YouTube beforehand. I was wondering why we had so many silent viewers. Welcome. I know you've said you've lurked in these streams before, but I don't exactly have too many ways to prove it. Or I don't have ways to know who all is lurking in here. Until someone speaks up. We are not freezing today. No, thank you. The gods continue to be angry and continue to be unable to stop me. Scott does not scare me anymore. Trick Greed, Stronger Hearts, or Boomerang spells. I already know out of those options, Stronger Hearts accelerates our ability to get stronger. Even further and faster than before. You've noticed YouTube doesn't like saying who is watching even if the viewers are logged in. I personally appreciate the small amount of anonymity it provides. Go ahead and kidnap that speed effect. Our black hole wand, while that is the one that would benefit most from having a couple of extra effects, I think we want to make more use of the extra capacity here. And we'll start stacking things from our damage wand on here instead. Accelerate, extra speed, a little bit of mana. You remember years ago in some streams on Twitch you would get called out when you were lurking, which is not great. Yeah, I would much rather have the anonymity. Put that phi away, and why not add... Hold on. 120, 120, 300. Barely the mana for that. Nope, we'll just have to make do without this wand for now. Here we are once again with the same setup. Guess what? We're searching for more perks. And still absolutely destroying our computer. We are getting a different selection of spells every time we come into one of these. Bye, Scott. Let's see what we have here. Lucky minion, projectile slower. Gold is forever is probably the best one for us for now. I think that would actually benefit from the speed, a little bit more speed. Let's take off the accelerated homing and put on regular homing instead. Let's also toy with this a little bit and give us a reduced timer on the teleport. We're also generally unconcerned with the small arms fire from our less lethal enemies. Nope, I think Nala is better for that, and easier on our computer. Should we maybe just put it on here instead? Gives us a faster tunnel to dig and somewhat less destructive. Orbit Larpa goes on here so we get extra explosions, and more importantly... There we go, that's what I like to see. Another way to destroy our computer. What's this? Arrows with trigger. I think our energy orb is still our best option. Teleport bolt. No. Wow. Is that actually out of mana at this point? No. It still has it. It's the projectile attraction, that's what's going on here. We also have a larger selection of wands to find here. Chain spell causes a projectile to cast a copy of itself upon expiring up to 5 times. Hold on. If we put that on our explosion, that might be even more dangerous now. Always casts ping pong path. This would be very useful for a luminous drill wand because ping pong path creates a longer duration on your spells. We probably don't have a need for a death ray anymore, do we? We finally done it. We are past the abilities of the death ray. Still hurting, still hurting. Goodbye, Scott. Concentrated spells, trick blood money, faster levitation. Concentrated spells is potentially self-harming, so we will go with faster levitation. Trick blood money gives us a source of healing, which is now obsolete. All we need now are more hearts and more gold. Always casts Nala. Cute. There's some way to make that one work. Look at us. Explosions and rainbows everywhere. Now, if we're dropping happy rainbows everywhere we go, is it no longer mad science? Have we evolved into glad science instead? Oh, right. No, we still have the trigger effect. Seems that teleporting actually causes a lot of concentrated explosions instead. So for the sake of letting our computer stay alive, we might take off that. We have enough. Weakening curse explosives. I don't know if those stack. Low recoil. Recoil caused by your spells is greatly reduced, but your spells fly slightly slower. No. Oil blood. You bleed flammable oil, but are immune to fire. Toxic immunity. You take no damage from toxic sludge and other toxic things. Let's see. We currently have explosive immunity, electric immunity, and those are only 2 immunities, so let's pick oil blood. Which means now we can actually pick up one of the nuke wands. We also could afford to look around and see if we could find more mana reduction effects. Weakening Curse melee. We don't have melee spells, so that's not very useful to us. We also don't have any more perks to be found further down. So, do you know what that means? Well, it means one, we're gonna collect this gold. We're going to head all the way back up. We're going to pick up a spell refresher we did not want. Actually, it's almost time to go. Hold on. Instead, let's warp back to the main world and give a little visit to our alchemist friend. He might have something I want. Oh, it's chain spell causing all those explosions. That slows us down a bit too much. Maybe it's not the teleportation that's dangerous to us then. We don't need to see while we're in there, right? I think we'll be fine. Ooh, Venomous Curse. That's actually very useful for us. Thank you. Imbues a projectile with a curse that makes the target hit by the projectile waste away. Which, that provides extra unresistible DPS for us. We're also just, you know, bleeding rainbows everywhere. There's some gold. So, over here is the Dark Cave, which we do not have the ability to see through yet. That's why I considered using that all-seeing eye, but instead, our black hole wand should do just fine. There's a couple of extra heart power-ups in here, too. And we have reached the other side. There's going to be a lot of magical liquids in here for us to avoid. Oh, wow. Was he immune? Now there should be polymorphine in here for us to avoid. That's going to be our biggest problem. Even the guys that are immune to projectiles, they can still get hurt by us. So we've upgraded from a death ray to... seems to be some sort of disintegrator bomb. One that can't really be resisted. It's most effective at destroying computers. On the far left side here, we have the alchemist boss, which, once that shield goes down, he's dead. Like that. Easy as pie. Now, a couple of the times I've been here, I thought I've heard the humming of an orb. Guess not. Or it's somewhere else. So we'll discover it later. I love that. I love that. Oh, right. We need to eat rainbows too while we're at it. Open your eyes. I see your eyes are open. We're no disguise for me. Come out into the open. So yeah, remember, if you eat rainbows, you get rainbow farts. We also have all these gold potions that we haven't done anything with. Oh, wrong section. And now that we have a terminate, that lets us experiment more with a number of different effects. We can actually start placing effects behind the wand refresh, and that will enable us to use extra slots in our wand for storage, namely in our primary wand here. With that refresh triggering immediately. Omega. Wand refresh there. Explosion of thunder and all-seeing eye afterwards. If this works as I hope it does, it should fire project... Excuse you. Ah, it's not triggering. Maybe we don't have enough mana for that. We'll find a utility wand later. Maybe this'll be it, honestly. Ah, that makes it not happen quickly enough. Carry on then. Well, now where do we go to? That's roughly the 2 hour mark. I think right now might be a good time to leave things be. We also need to figure out what we're doing with this crystal key. The key is voiceless. That's a secret for next time. Well, what a fun run we have tonight. We've gotten a few better spells, and we've had a nice exploration of the worlds above, left, and right. We might start looking throughout the main world now, and try to see if there's any other orbs that we've missed. Come to think of it. There should be one under the lava lake that I discovered off stream, so we'll have to do that next time we're back. There's a couple more bosses to mess with, and plenty more exploration to be done. We'll leave that on the subject for our next stream, which might even be Friday. If you look at the schedule, it's currently undecided what we're doing for Friday, which might be, I'm thinking, just cleaning up one of our prior streams. It could be Noita, it could be returning to Halo, or it might be a continuation of tomorrow's stream, in which we will be playing Deltarune, Chapter 1. I know that is old news, but a number of my viewers haven't actually experienced Chapter 1 yet, and with Chapter 2's recent release, it would be a good way to catch everyone up on the story. So, tune into that tomorrow, starting at the same time. Nothing on Thursday, or so far, nothing planned on Saturday either. Hope to see you over the next few days. Class is dismissed. Watch me swoosh right out.